All right. Hey guys, how are you? I am live. I did it. Look, you can see my fan going and going, right? Hello, hello. All right. Who is coming on live with me tonight? All right. So you know the drill. I got you guys over here on my page and you guys over here on my group. How are you guys doing tonight? Anybody have a crazy day like I did? Mine was actually not that crazy. It was just back to back, you know? Like back to back kind of sucks sometimes. I'm like too bright right here. Let me see. All right, I think that kind of looks better. Don't you guys think? Okay, so tonight we are wrapping things up just with the meat and potatoes. Reading is not done, okay? We are big time on reading. We're not even halfway through. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Raven Woods, and I am the CEO and founder of Autism Mama Rocks the IEP, and I help parents gain the knowledge and the confidence to become the CEO of their IEP meeting. Let me turn this down a second. It's like too bright. Hold on. Turn this down maybe. Maybe that will help. We'll see. Did I turn it down a little bit? It's like my camera, like I have a... Okay, it's coming down a little bit. Let me see. So what's everybody up to? Go ahead. Post a 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live. Post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. I'm going to turn this fan on because you can see like it rotating against my pictures. Come on, guys. Hey, Tamara, post a 1 below. It's if you're first through third time catching me live. Look, I'm already starting. Can't talk for shit. Post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. Okay? All right. Shouldn't be in preview mode. All right. Hi, Nicole. How are you? All right. Okay, so tonight's actually short and sweet, believe it or not. I'm not even going to tell you about my shit show IEP meeting today. Yeah, that was fun. So it looks like we're, some areas in California, I've actually really made my way into California. There's certain areas that want to be a real pain in my ass. And I refuse, and the mom told me, Raven, don't worry about it. This lady interrupts everybody, because they don't like it when somebody comes in and really kind of runs the show, and not so much runs the show as in control, but runs the show as in they don't like to be asked questions that they actually need to answer that's going to affect what the parent's going to think in regards to the way that teaching is happening in the schools. So, God forbid a parent or an advocate asks questions and then I don't just sit on that one question. I ask another question. Then they answer. I ask another question because I'm going to get to that answer. Somewhere down the line, I'm going to get to that answer. All right? And having literally, no joke, y'all, an IEP every single day this month, all right? Other than I don't have one this Friday because I have a dentist appointment. I do got to get my teeth cleaned. But that's it. And it's crazy though. Hey, Beverly, how are you? All right, so yes, post a 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live. Post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. All right? So anyway, this is what happened. And I told her to. I didn't care. I was like at that, fine, table the meeting. She actually said to me, she goes, I'm going to give you a warning. I said, well, I didn't know I was your child. And it was funny because she was giving me a warning in her mind. Because of course that set me off. Don't give me a warning. I mean, are you crazy? You're the one interrupting everybody. So I told her, I said, you sit down, shut your mouth, don't talk. You are actually the coordinator, okay? You are right under the director of special education. Your job is to sit there, look pretty, and shut your mouth. You have nothing to add to this IEP meeting. You don't work with the child. You probably never even met the child. She didn't say anything, so I was right. And I said, so stop talking. You have nothing to add to the table here. All right? You have a right to be here because you're administration. But other than that, don't talk. Stop talking. And I'm going to give you a warning. Okay, give me a warning. Stop talking. Do I get another warning? And then she was pissed at that point. But then we continued the meeting, and so it came down to the students very behind. The evaluations it was just a shit show, really. They knew we were asking for an IE, so they're already pissed about that. Because if I get evaluations and they're crap, I'm emailing them and I'm telling them that their evaluations are crap. And I don't accept that, you know? I mean, I'm sitting here looking at amazing evaluations from outside professionals that are 28 to 39 pages of amazingness. There's no question about the child. It's all there with an appendix and everything. And then I'm looking at the school's evaluations. That's going to be another topic, guys, that we're going to talk about, because I know I've talked about assessments in themselves as in what to ask for, but we need to talk about what they need to look like once you ask for them. Because the stuff that I'm getting is crap. It's either they don't know how to assess a child or they half-ass it. One of the two is correct. And I have no problem saying, which one is it? You guys either don't know what you're doing or you're half-assing it. Both suck, but which one is it? Because it's one of the two. Right? I mean, this is the things we got to do to start calling the school systems out on the stuff that they're doing so they stop doing it. Ugh. Okay. So we're talking about putting it all together. Okay. So for those of you who are new, go back and watch all of the reading series so that you can kind of catch up. We started out in the beginning. We did the red flag, green flag. All right. Red flag was things not aligned with the science of reading. The green flag was aligned with the science of reading, right? So then we moved on to really what the brunt and meat and potatoes of the reading series was about, which was the science of reading and the background of it, why it's so important, why there's so much science to it, and why schools, as I've started to really argue this, can't say anything. They have said nothing. Now, do they like it? No. Do they like that I talk about it? No. But one thing that I keep hearing is, well, we don't disagree with you. Cool. Then this is what needs to happen to this child. This is what needs to go into place. Because whatever it is you're doing for the past 2, 3, 4, 5 years ain't working. All right? And I even said that today in this IEP meeting before she tabled the meeting. I said, bye. I was done. And mom was already done too. Wasn't getting anywhere. And so I sent an email, and more than likely we're going to go to mediation over this child. And you guys got to understand, there's some situations, very few. Some I'll say, okay, we need to go back to the table. And some I'll say, it's a waste of our time. It just is. We need to go to mediation. They need to know that we're serious. And they need to know that, you know, you're not playing anymore. That they may be used to, you know, running all over you. But you're not doing it anymore. You're done. You know? And that's the point that you need to get to. You know? When you're done is when you're really going to get something done. To be quite honest. That's when I got stuff done. When I was done dealing with the stuff. And you just kind of, you know, it sounds bad, but it's really not. When you get to that point where you just don't care what comes out of your mouth. You don't care about what has to happen other than your child is going to get what they need no matter what. That is what I mean by being done. All right? That doesn't mean anything that comes out of your mouth is like, you know, crazy stuff. No, it has to do with your child and education. Are you calling people out? Of course. Why not? You know? But it's kind of like, you know, when you've had it, is when it all comes out, you know, as moms, kids know, right? As moms, you know, they know when we've had it and all shit breaks loose, they know, right? Oh God, mom's mad. Let me get out of here, right? And my kids used to say that. So, you know, that's how you got to get, because as you go through the process, I've talked to parents all the time, and they're going through, oh, I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated. You're not done yet. You're still frustrated approaching the situation. All right. Mad that they're using, abusing you, mad that they're lying to you, stuff like that. Right. You're not at that I'm done part yet. But once you get there, you will come back to me and say, that's what Raven was talking about. She was talking about this right here. I need to call her and tell her that I am done so she can, celebrate with me. Sounds bad, right? I always say it sounds bad. It sounds bad. It sounds bad. But, it is what it is. And sometimes being done is a good thing. Sometimes being done gets things done. All right? And that's what I like is, things may take a turn in your IEPs. All right? That's how it works. But I'll tell you, you stay persistent. You stay consistent. You don't back down. Ever. Now, what I will tell you is I change my tone all the time. I know how to play good cop, bad cop with one body. I don't have to do it with anybody else. All right? So I go after them initially pretty aggressive. Depending on how they come back at me is how the rest goes. A lot of times I've been like that, head on with school systems. But then there does come a time where they back up. Because I do know my laws. I'm not an attorney. I don't have to be. Sometimes us advocates, like us that speak, in national corporations and different things in regards to special education, a lot of us are a lot more inclined, if you will, to know our stuff. I don't want to do all the stuff that attorneys do. But everybody keeps telling me, go to law school because, UVA is right around the corner from me. And not my thing. I love being an advocate. All right. So let's do this, y'all. All right. Here we go. So because reading, all right, so we're talking about wrapping it all up, putting the instruction together, and why it counts. Instruction counts. It's all about the how. The how, the how, the how. I am going to have a t-shirt called something with the how, because it's how that child learns is how that progress or no progress is going to look. Okay? So that's one thing we talked about today. 4 years. 4 years. All right? We're going to talk about assistive technology devices soon. AAC devices. And I'm going to tell you what pisses me off about them, what I love about them, and what I hate about them. All right? You know how there's such a thing as there's a time and a place? There's a time and a place. Okay? Wait till you hear what I have to say. All right? Because you got to understand, reading and speech go like that. I'm an expert in reading, not speech, but reading. But I know a hell of a lot about speech because I'm an expert in reading. Okay? All right. So, because reading is not a natural process, as educators, okay, consider the importance of developing the essential neural system for reading through instruction, focused on skills and sub-skills involved in effective reading. These key evidence-based principles are essential to instruction. All right? So if you want to get a piece of paper out, I'll give you a second. Okay? So we got Gina and Tatiana, Tamra, Lucy, Logie, Aaron, Ashley. So degree means nothing. You're digging us out of the hole that the lawyer was working on with, dug us into. Yeah. Beverly says, I need someone like you for my son's IEP. His school sucks and they do not do what they need to help him. Well, message me, Beverly. We'll post on the group the information of how to contact me. Tess, hey, how are you? Yes, share this, guys. Share, 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 and share. 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. 1 below if you're new. I want to know where you're from. All right, tell me where you're from, if you're new. Even if you're not new and you're old, tell me where you're from. I want to know where you're from. Because I get to know a lot of you, so I don't remember where everybody is from. What my new and upcoming state is Massachusetts for some reason. I don't know what the hell's going on in Massachusetts. And New York's always been my lingo. And then I got California and Texas. Those are my and Ohio. Those are my top states right now. Logie's in Kansas. I have not, that is, of the 41 states, I have not done Kansas. All right. Here we go. Ohio. Yep, I'm in Ohio. Got 3 cases there. Yep. Oh, New Jersey is great. I love New Jersey. Hey, Kimiko. Okay. So, number 1. You ready? Explicit and systematic phonics instruction is critical for learning to read. Do you guys have your pieces of paper out? All right. Phonics instruction goes beyond letter sounds and includes phonological awareness and proficiency, particularly phonemic proficiency. All right. And phoneme, grapheme mapping, syllable patterns, and morphology. So remember, we're wrapping this up. Okay, so if you've listened to the others, if you haven't, don't worry about it. You can stay here, listen, and then you can go watch the replay of the others. Don't worry about it, okay? Look, you can see Rocco. Can you see Rocco? You see him over there? Here, you can probably say, Rocco, say hi. He is rotten. All right, so let me fix this. All right. So phonics instruction continues through the elementary grades to build deep and secure neural systems for sight word recognition. You know, the school system today, you know what they said? They said that they wanted the child to memorize their sight words. Memorize. They use that word. Memorize. Sight words. Hey, you know what? I'm wondering if I put this camera over here, if I could talk to both you over here. I'm going to try that. Hold on. Oh my God. That works. All right, hold on. God, I'm so genius. Why did I not think about that like a year ago? All right. Okay. My husband has got to fix this because it's like breaking off. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, my hold on, guys. I have this wonderful. Okay. Just don't fall. It's falling. Okay. It's going to have to lean. Okay. And then my husband's going to have to fix it. He's going to love me. Because it's like coming out of the wall. All right. All right. So can you guys see me? Look, you can. Ha! That's so great. Ah, I'm so smart. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just excited because now I can look in one place and you guys can see me on this computer and you guys can see me on this one. Okay. I know. I get excited about the funniest things, don't I? One. Okay. Can you guys still hear me okay with the speaker? Give me like a thumbs up or something. Let me know that y'all can hear me okay with the speaker. Can y'all? Yes, yes, no, no. Yes? Aaron, can you hear me good? Okay. All right, so let's finish this. So, number 3 is instruction must be explicit. Remember we talked about this a lot when we were doing red flag, green flag. And the reason for this is an explicit instruction begins with what? Direct instruction. Direct instruction is the best instruction to give to children because they learn best that way. Not typical children, special needs children, all right? They need that extra attention. But do you know Gen Ed students benefit from special ed students by far because those accommodations that they may need that are just subtle to them and may not be something that they need an IEP for, but tremendously helps them because it's something they may have really actually needed and it just wasn't seen. It wasn't, so apparent in the teacher's face and in people's faces that, that child ended up doing better. Look at my shirt. I got dog hair and everything. That child ended up doing better because of that child with special needs in their class who had some accommodations that helps everybody. I thought that was awesome. So, and that happens all the time, I'm going to turn this off. So, I love that. Love that. It kind of like sucks up the Facebook picture thing, but that's okay. All right, I got more people coming on here. Cool. All right. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Cheryl. Okay. So, explicit instruction is really that I do, you do, we do. All right? That's what that is. Instruction must be systematic. All right? And, one thing about explicit instruction, just going back to that for a second, is it includes guided practice and decreased levels of support. So with the direct instruction, it includes a guided practice and then decreasing that level of support. So, you're building off of that stairwell. All right? So instruction must be systematic, which means that instruction provides a definite scope and sequence, all right, of skills from less complex to more complex, and it includes a cumulative view and a review of what is going on, all right? So when instruction is systematic, nothing is left to chance, all right? It flows, all right? So instruction number 5, instruction must be engaging, all right? You know how when I was talking about I do, you do, we do? Well, you have to be engaging, all right? I'm very animated, all right? And so when I am talking to kids, I get very animated. Like, oh my gosh, let's do this, guys. We're going to have so much fun. This is what we're going to do. I tell them what we're going to do. I'm very descriptive. And I'm going to tell them how much fun we're going to have. And we're going to do this. And we're going to take turns. And we're going to, and I just love that approach in working with kids. All right. And then you have to handle things in a little bit different way when you have children that are more sensory based. But I'll be honest with you. For me, children that are sensory based, they love the animation. They don't want you touching them, all right? Or as they get close to you, because kids sense people that are warm and loving. And so as animated as I am, I'm warm and loving. So kids love that. Kids gravitate towards me because I love hanging out with them. All right. So it's important to be engaging and someone that, is showing that they care. Someone said to me once, Raven, why do you associate kids with dogs? Y'all are saying, say what? Say that again? No, I'm not joking. Kids and dogs are the same. All right. You have a puppy, you have a baby. They do the same damn thing. No joke. I am a foster parent for dogs. I have 3 kids, and I'm a foster parent for puppies. Only puppies. I will only take the puppies. All right, because Sky, she has autism, and so, she can have quick movement, and I don't know where these dogs came from, so I do the puppies. All right? And no joke. Every time I do the puppies, I still think back and say, what the hell was I thinking? I'm not getting up in the middle of the night. I gotta pick up their poop. They pee, poop, sleep, and eat, and play, and then they do it all over again. Just like a baby. Then as they get older, they start playing more, they're up more, they still pee and poop all over the place. You know, same thing. As they get older, they got attitudes, right? Kids got attitudes, dogs get attitudes. This one sits and talks back to me. He will sit and talk to me, and I'll sit and talk back to him, and he like makes different noises because he's talking back to me, right? And kids are like that. You know, they're very much in tune with one another. Now, this is what I was getting at. Kids are so much like dogs, all right? So if you don't like dogs, don't look at it like that, all right? Come on now. I'm just using an analogy, but it is a very, very true, okay? So dogs sense things in a way that we as people, other than our darn kids with special needs, they got this amazing intuition. They have that amazing sense of if danger is coming. You know, some of our kids are not in tune with what danger is, but they're in tune with what danger feels like. If someone's not right, they don't like someone. But, you know, babies do that too. If they don't like someone, they cry and cry and cry and cry. You know, dogs, they bark and get upset and, you know, that sort of thing. So they're very in tune with their surroundings. All right. Very different than us, though. You know, I've watched those videos. I'm not sure what I think of them, you know, for children with autism, you know, where you watch videos and it has all that sound and it's, you know, like you're in a train station and that sort of thing. I don't think that's for every child, to be quite honest. But I do believe there's a sense of realism to that. And that's where a lot of sensory-based things come. You know, I know years ago when I would go in Costco, you know, those lights that make that noise, those big, huge lights. And they kind of make that zinging sound if you really listen to it. And it's interesting because Sky would lose her mind going into Costco. Now she loves Costco. But she lost her mind in Costco for the longest time because those lights that make that noise, she could not handle that, which was so weird to me in the beginning because I was like, you know, it's not something that bothers like you and I, you know? But it would set her off. And I'm like, I asked her, you know, like, how do you hear it? What does it sound like? You know, like she couldn't explain it to me, but that's what I wondered. Like, what is it she hears that is affecting her, like from the inside? And so that's interesting to understand because it does go back to being engaging. Because when you're engaging with somebody, you have to understand their needs and their weaknesses and respect them. And so that's important to know and to understand. I know I kind of went on and on and on about babies and dogs and whatever, but the point I'm getting at is that to engage with a child, for a teacher, for an educator, for a service provider, to engage with a child, they can't just go do what they do. There has to be engagement. There has to be a connection. And there has to be some sort of respect on both ends so that one wants to learn and one teaches in the how. Okay? So, now that I took 30 minutes to talk about the how and the dogs and the babies and how they're all interrelated and everything else, let's move on. Okay, so did you guys know that there are 44 phonemes that are taught in a deliberate progression? Write that down. Everybody, write that down. And I want you to share this. Share this in the group and share this on the page. Okay? Share, share, share. Hi, Marlene. How are you? Hey, Kim. All right. Thanks, Tamara, for posting that. Did you guys hear me? 44 phonemes are taught in a deliberate progression. All right, there's only 44. All right. All right, so number 6. Early instruction. Recently, I've been getting calls from moms of children with little ones, like preschool, going into kindergarten, that sort of thing. And normally, that wasn't really my arena. Not that I don't know anything about that arena. I definitely do. But I normally focused on 5 and up. All right. The oldest person, child, adult I've worked with is 21. All right. Her last year in school. And we had to figure out, we all went to mediation in California. And with an amazing judge. I loved him. He was great. And we got it done for her. It took going to, the school wanted to let it go. Just let it ride for a year. And mom was like, no way. I was like, no way. You got 1 year. You better speed it up. You better make it happen. We got this I want to say child, but this girl in private school. One of the top private schools for her last year. And the private school even offered to keep her 1 more year. So that was good. All right. So early instruction matters. A prevention-oriented approach is more effective than intervention. Did you get that? Early instruction matters. A prevention-oriented approach is more effective than intervention. Gina, if you are on here, this is for you and anybody else who has the littles, okay? Early intervention is key, okay? Early intervention is key. You make the school systems do it, okay? That is when you shove ABA down their throat. If you're into that, if that works for them. If it doesn't work for your child, don't think that something has to be given, okay? Don't make it like, oh, Raven likes ABA therapy because it works for her daughter, and I obviously have a background and expertise in behavior. I know what I'm doing. So, that doesn't mean that it's for you. So don't take sometimes, just an FYI, don't take sometimes when I say certain things that that's definitely for you, because all kids are different, okay? So some things will work, some things won't, and that's okay, all right? All right, so early intervention is key, and it's more effective than intervention, all right? If things are addressed in the beginning stages, all right, then your child's going to do a lot better than starting at 10, 11, 12, 13, So, all right. So there are devastating educational, social, emotional consequences of reading failure that can be preventative with effective learning, instruction, and early intervention. You will decrease by 40% the struggle for your child if you begin in the early stages. Okay? That's huge. All right. So, higher levels of literacy are possible when students achieve basic reading skills earlier in their school career. So, you guys have probably already heard that, a child should learn to read by the age of 7, 3rd grade, 7, 8, whatever they are. And if they can't, then there was a disconnect somewhere. They have special needs. How they were taught was wrong. And then other factors can come into play. All right? But every child should read. Every child can learn to read. All right? Just like the child that I was advocating for today. She's nonverbal. Can she learn to read? Of course. I'm getting into the deaf community and working with the deaf community now. And do you think for 1 second that they can't read? Of course they can. Do they have language? Of course they do. Do children that are nonverbal, do they have language? Yes! Of course they do. Unless they're completely mute and there's other disabilities involved, then that's not the case. If your child can make sounds and things come out and they can say no or yes or milk or toy or ball or whatever, then they can learn to speak. They can. It may be slow, but it can happen. But the thing is, you know, it starts to wear on us as parents because Sky was completely nonverbal. The child does not shut up. No joke. She was completely nonverbal until she was like 3.5, 4. Sky, when did you learn how to talk?
What?
When did you learn how to talk? Were you 3 or 4? Do you even remember? 4. 4. She said 4. That's when you were potty trained too, right? That child remembers more than I do. So she was potty trained at 4, which is right. And she...
Are you on the live, Mom?
Yes.
I'll take a sip.
Okay. She knows she's not supposed to talk to me when I'm on live. So she says, are you on live, Mom? Are you on live? Yes, Sky. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. She's a hoot. She's something else. All right. But she didn't talk till she was 4. So if your child's nonverbal, be patient. But I'll tell you, I hammered early intervention into Sky. Hammered it. All through elementary school. She was in school. Starting in, I want to say 3rd grade. She went to school at normal time. She didn't come home till 6. And that's because for 2 hours after school, she was in ABA therapy. And she did daily living and stuff like that. So I had her in at 6 months. OT and PT would come to my house. I mean, and it carried from there. So hammer early intervention into your child. OT, PT, whatever it is that they need, do it. All right? And reading starts from the time they're born. All right? That's when it is good that you read to them. That's when it is good that they see pictures and that they can associate what you're saying with pictures. That happens the most and the best under the age of 5. So 5 and under. Once they hit 6, 7, the pictures need to go. Completely go. I know it's almost like us moms, dads, grandmothers, guardians of children with special needs. We're like built on this almost a stigma of our kids have to learn by these visuals. And you and I don't look at a picture to learn something. Now, sometimes we'll look at a picture to figure out how to do something or, you know, that sort of thing. But we know how to read. All right? Your child, you need to be able to hold up. Remember I was talking about babies and I wrote this? You need to be able to hold this up. Can y'all see it? It says baby. All right? And you need to be able, you know, I don't like this light. Hold on. Look, now it's dark. Hang on. All right. Hopefully it doesn't shut you off. No, it didn't. Okay. All right. I like that better. Still bright. All right. Let's see. Is that better? Yeah, I like that better. Y'all like that better? I feel like I can see my face better. All right. So if I held that up, all right. Can y'all see it? I can't see it. Baby. All right. That means that light is too in my face. So if I held baby up, that's what it says, baby. All right. And a child's learning to read, they would be able to say baby. And then they would be able to say what a baby is. Okay, what is a baby? All right, they would be able to say, this is what's a baby. All right, that is word recognition. All right, this is what baby looks like. This isn't a picture though. This is the word. All right, and then know what that word means. They have to actually start with the sound of the word. All right. And they have to start off with the alphabet. All right. And knowing that B, E, B, Y. All right. So it's not B, A, B, E, Y. It's not like that. So you have in baby, it's not baby. It's not 2 syllables. It's 3. All right. So you have to know how to teach, break down the word. They learn the word. They know how to say the word. They know the sounds in the word. And then they're able to comprehend the word, which is knowing what the baby is. And so that is how children learn to read. And that's something we teach them. That's a good teacher can teach them. But it's not showing them a picture of a baby and expecting them to know how to read, because that picture is not going to teach them how to read. That picture is going to associate that a baby, a real baby, that's the baby. All right, here, I'll get my dog's squirrel. All right, so here's the baby. All right, so I got the baby. Okay, see, this is the baby squirrel. All right, but you can write baby squirrel. And then once they can read the baby squirrel, then you can put the picture with it. This is the baby squirrel. Okay? Here, Rocco. And so that's what's important. And that's why pictures kind of deflect from reading, because they're memorizing that picture. Okay, the picture, okay, that's a baby. Picture baby, picture baby. But that has nothing to do with the words. So, this speech teacher, she was talking about how she was showing pictures and she asked the child questions. And Asha now says that speech therapists now have to incorporate word recognition, sounds, and reading and phonemic awareness. Did you know that? Yes, yes, yes. I will post it for you guys. I'm very excited about that. Make sure if you guys are joining, you post a 1 below if it's your first through the third time catching me live. Post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. I'm talking to the group and I'm talking to the page. And you guys can also share. And I want to talk to you guys. Tonight's kind of like low key. It's weird. 9:46 and everybody's kind of quiet. So it's hard. We need to do a poll, Aaron, of what time is good. I actually love doing like 11 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But everybody says go live at night, go live at night. But I'm like, parents are busy at night. They'd probably like rather listen to me at lunch. You guys should post below what's a good time. All right, to catch me live. Because I know many of you are like, I hardly make it when you're live. When do you go live, So tell me, what's a good time for you? And I'll start playing with the times. All right, so let's move on. All right, so there's devastating educational, social, and emotional consequences of reading failure that can be prevented with early effective instruction. All right. So number 8 is higher levels of literacy are possible when students achieve basic reading skills earlier in their school careers. Okay, so that is very important to remember. All right, so number 9, although older students with reading difficulties can improve, all right, the later the intervention, the longer it takes. And also, many times the effects of remedial intervention and instruction may dissipate over time. All right, important to remember. Thank you, Kim. Thank you for sharing. Yes, post if you guys share. So that's a hard one to take. So you want to get that instruction in. You want to fight for it. All right? Don't be afraid. Please don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to fight. You're not fighting with your fists. All right? You're fighting with your brain and your mouth. And the things that come from here come out of here. So, number 10, instruction needs to be intensive. I'm going to say that again. Instruction needs to be intensive. Remember, we got explicit, systematic, engaging, early instruction, and intensive. All right, I'm going to say it again so you guys can write it down. Explicit. Systematic. All right, so explicit is instruction begins with direct instruction. Systematic is instruction provides a definite scope and sequence of the skills. Engaging, we all know what that means. All right, early instruction, the earlier you get started, the better. Okay, and then intensive. Instruction needs to be intensive. All right, instruction is data driven. Data, 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 data. I mean, I want to pound that into the school's head. And the problem is not only do I want to pound data into their head, I want to pound how to take data into their head because they don't know. It's bad. You say, oh, you got to take data. Like, they have no clue, many of them. No clue how to take data. You should see what a school system sent me in regards to data. And the director of special education agreed with me when I said, I can't even believe that you're sending this crap to me. I can't even read it. Well, each teacher, does things differently. And, I couldn't read it. No joke. It was like a one-line thing, and she had to cut it out because she had a notebook and she had different students' data on the notebook. So she had to cut out like this piece. So just picture like this rectangle of everything on this like tiny long, I should print it out. It's a joke. I can show it to you because you can't even freaking read it. And, I messaged the director. I said, because this was part of the FERPA request. And I said, what the hell is this? And she was like, I know, I'm sorry. Teachers take things differently. I was like, well, this is unacceptable. And then you know what she said? This was really good to hear, actually. Is she said, well, this is going to be one of those learning experiences and a reason for training to happen. Do we say hallelujah? That was music to my ears. That was amazing to hear. Okay, we didn't get this information, but I got a director of special education to say, I'm going to use this as a teaching experience. That is integrity to me. And, admitting that, okay, I can't, because basically I didn't expect her to I don't expect directors of special education, believe it or not, to babysit their teachers. It's not their job. They're in charge, but they can't be at 50 million places at one time. So, the training and the ongoing training and the support of teachers that we were talking about earlier this week is crucial because teachers need help and support. And with that help and support and that darn administration paying for that support, meaning structured literacy and the science of reading and things that are aligned with the science of reading, all right? Not things that are crap and investing in assessments that are like old school and not updating the assessments. If there's a 4 out, why do you still have 1 or 2? No, you go get the 4. There's a reason 4 came out, all right? And so those are things that are important. It's not like a computer or a phone where you don't have to get it every year or whatever. This is an assessment to assess a child. Okay, they get better every year, meaning you go get that new damn assessment. Okay, schools have budgets. You need to start going to your school's board meetings. Literally step foot in them. Start talking. All right, don't be embarrassed. Talk. Throw shit fits. Be that parent. All right, because the only way we're going to make change is to be that parent. All right, you don't have to be Raven. Be you, but be you with some emphasis. All right, be you with some oomph. All right, and for those of you who are quiet and shy, this is a way for you to come and get out of your comfort zone, if you will, for your kids. All right, then go home and be shy and be quiet. All right, sometimes it's really nice to have quiet friends because then you get some peace and quiet. So I like my quiet friends. We get along really good because it's like that peace, But you guys got to get loud when it comes to your kids and special ed. My daughter's school said they misplaced one of her documents and also that staff personnel no longer works there. It happens. Yep. Now you can throw a fit about it, but, you know. All right. So, intensive instruction, data-driven, focused on essential skills. Not 50 million things, essential skills. All right? And then number 11, this is it. All right? Students at risk are identified early on and provided with specific, targeted instruction. Progress is monitored and adjusted continually. All right, for those of you, whether you have a child who has behavior issues or not, all right, I'm going to tell you some information that is crucial. All right, behaviorists, okay, or board certified behavior analysts and, you know, people that are experts in behavior know how to take data. They are data driven and they have to know how to take that data. Then after 2 to 3 weeks of that data, then they create graphs so they're visually able to see the up and down of that behavior. All right? So the same type of data should be taken in all areas of need. Math, reading, writing are the key ones. All right? So if someone takes really good data in math, it is not rocket science. All right? So just like I teach teachers and hold classes on how to create goals, all right? How to write present levels in the right way. All right? It's important for teachers to learn. I have not done this at all. It's not something I've done. But it is important. I'm just saying that it's important for teachers to learn how to take proper data. All right? Because when you deal with someone like me and you provide me with a half-assed progress report that repeats the same damn goal that's in my child's IEP, and you're going to give me a freaking number of 1 through 4 on if they're proficient, not proficient, you know, haven't started it yet, blah, 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 and give me 2 sentences of something that you got to say that none of what is on that progress report tells me anything about where my child is, because where my child is in a 1 through 4. And that 1 through 4 of sufficient, not sufficient, didn't start, whatever, means nothing to me. I have no idea what sufficient means. All right? Your idea of sufficient may be completely different than my idea of sufficient. And does sufficient mean that my child is at 7 out of 10? If 9 out of 10 is the annual goal, does it mean my child is at 4 out of 10? What does that mean? All right? So do you hear what I'm saying? They're giving us these progress reports. I mean, I'm telling you, they need to just tear up progress reports and just get rid of them because they're so stupid. All right? Instead of progress reports, I want a data report. All right? So I want, and this is what I'm going to start asking for. I want every quarter a data report that says, all right, this is what I don't want the goal repeated. I know what the goal is. I can go pick up my IEP and pick up the goal and know where my child is. All right, and what they're working on. What I want is a graph of each goal. Where's my child at? On Monday, this is how they did. Tuesday, this is how they did. Or it could be by weeks. All right, but I want to see that up and down of where my child is. And that graph be created based on the academic area. So if it's math, what are they doing in math? What are their goals surrounded by? Is it subtraction, double-digit subtraction, you know, with carrying over and regrouping? Is it multiplication, 1-digit multiplication, 2-digit multiplication? All you do is have to create a graph off of 1-digit multiplication or 2-digit multiplication. So easy. I'll teach you guys how to do this. But it's so easy. And then they eliminate all the bullshit writing because they're able to literally say, okay, when I worked with Samantha Monday through Friday, the 1st through 5th, of May, you know, she was able to do 3 out of the 10. And by Friday, by the 5th, she was able to do 4 out of the 10, but she only did it once. So then you graph that week. Then you move on to the next week and the next week. And so I think schools, this is just me on a whim, guys, but I'm very good at, if it's not working, let's just change it. Let's make it better. You know? And these are the things that you guys can be doing in your IEPs. Teach them. Okay? Because many times they are not teaching us. I can't tell you how many times, and this is not like bashing everybody in the educational system. That's not what I'm doing. But for the most part, what's going on now, what's going on today is not working for our kids. And so we got to get real with the shit that's going on and make the shit better. Make it better. The only way for it to get better and for me to not talk shit is for it to get better. It needs to get better. People need to care more and not care. You know? Right now we got teachers that are burnt out. They don't give a shit. They don't. I've talked to many of them. Many. And so we gotta change what's going on today. You know? I'm telling you guys. It all goes back to administration. And I've said to you guys before, it doesn't mean that there's not bad teachers out there, you know? It's not telling you that all principals are bad or all administrators. I mean, I don't know who they are personally. I don't really care. But what I want is for kids to progress. And somewhere along the line, there's this disconnect. And we have to figure out what that is. You know, we're like investigators, attorneys, putting all the little pieces together. And I'm telling you, everything links. All right? Teachers are too busy and the administration does not want to spend extra money. Yeah, very true. And I emailed you last night, Tamara. So we've got to focus, all right, on advocating in the right ways for our kids. And making sure that we are staying focused ourselves on the right things that are needing to be done for our children to make progress as soon as possible. Remember that early intervention is key, and that doesn't matter, guys, if they're kindergarten and lower. I don't care if the early intervention for them is 3rd grade. Whatever it is, start there and don't stop. Don't get that. You know how some of us, not me, but I know I have friends like this, well, they'll get so frustrated they just shut down. And you don't want to do that, guys. Sorry. You don't want to do that. All right? You want to... All right, let me tell you, I have an IEP tomorrow. And it's in Ohio. And they have... I'll tell you, this was new to me. They have their evaluation report. They call it an ETR. They don't just call it an evaluation report. Just call it what the heck's an ETR? Like, I was like, what's an ETR? They're like, that's what we call our evaluation reports. Okay. Most states don't do that, but okay. But you just need to not shut down. All right? You want to stay focused. Okay, here's the other thing, y'all. In Ohio, their prior written notice is a PR1. So weird. All right? So it goes to show you how schools are different. And yes, I waste all kinds of ink, all right, before my IEP meetings, because even though I go through everything on the computer, I have to print it out, all right? I've got to have the paper of the PWNs and the evaluation reports, and, you know, I like to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, and you know me, I got all my Sharpies. Let me show you. I love me some Sharpies. Oh, you guys ever want to send me a present? Send me some Sharpies. I mean, I always got Sharpies. Always. All right, I got purple Sharpies, red Sharpies, green Sharpies, yellow Sharpies, orange Sharpies, blue Sharpies. I got Sharpies. Oh, and the parent invitation in Ohio is called a PR2. So weird how things are like named different in different states. So interesting. And then, different states are weird too because they, like for example, in the state of California, documents are supposed to be given to you by, it says a reasonable amount of time before the IEP. All right. Where like Massachusetts, it's 2 days. And, I've told my parents the way around this is, let's just go with 1 day or even 2 days, okay? So, and that's one thing about this school system that pissed me off is months ago, when they first started the evaluation, so it was like a month and a half ago, I said I need these evaluations at minimum 7 days in advance so I can get with the parent. We go through them, et cetera, et cetera. And I mean, we're talking about 7 different evaluations. They gave it to us less than 24 hours in advance. So, of course, that's a violation, but we went to the meeting. And the school system didn't even want to take responsibility for that. They just want to be buttheads like that. Oh, they just want to do it last minute and be nasty like that. Are we going to get them on that violation? We sure as hell are. Just like we're going to get them on the violation that they chose to give another, they gave another special ed teacher the spot of the real, not the special ed teacher. They put another gen ed teacher in place of the real gen ed teacher because the gen ed teacher couldn't be there. Well, technically, can they do that? Yes. But they didn't tell the parent. All right. By law, they have to tell the parent, hey, I can't be here. So this person's going to sit in my place. I'm going to be talking with them. I'm going to be filling them in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Reassure the parent. And then the parent actually has to respond and say, yes, that's fine. That never happened. The school wants to argue the fact that, oh, well, we have somebody in their place. Yeah, you do. You do. You did cover your ass that way. But guess what? You never communicated with the parent. You have to communicate with the parent of what's going on. And they knew I was right. You know what they said? Well, how would you like to proceed? Do you want to stop the meeting? That's their way of covering their butt. So if you continue the meeting, you're basically saying it's okay. So remember that. I think that's it, y'all. You guys got any questions? Of wrapping it up. We got more reading stuff to continue. But I think I'm going to talk to you guys about something a little different tomorrow. Or I may start the reading more. There's a words. We're going to talk about words. We're going to talk about sounds. We're going to talk about kind of the key things that are really important that I want you to pay attention to when it comes to reading. All right. And then after this, we're probably going to wrap it up. But that's going to probably be another 2 weeks. I'm going to try to wrap it up sooner. But we will see. Right? All right. Let me show you something really quick because I thought that was funny. Check this out. Let me cross the child's name out real quick. All right, this is in Ohio. All right. This is funny. Can you guys see it? All right. It says, Elizabeth will not lose more than 1 year's growth over the summer. What? And Mom wrote, oh my God. Like, did they really just say that? Like, I couldn't believe it myself. You know, like, who writes that? All right? You're not going to put a child in ESY and you're going to say, oh, but they won't lose more than 1 year. A whole school year over 2 months. Like, what? All right, guys. Have a good evening. It's getting late, especially for us East Coasters. It's like, gosh, what time is it here? 10 o'clock, 10:09. So I will go live earlier tomorrow. I have an IEP and then a 3-hour meeting with a client. And then I think that's it. It's been back to back this week, man. It's crazy. I even am working Saturday doing a 4-hour IEP makeover because May is just crazy. Crazy. When I get off with you guys, I have to go and respond to some emails and get some emails out. But things are going to be calming down soon. But don't forget, contact me because summer does not stop things. All right? We get the information in. Your child gets an IEP evaluation, whatever it is you're looking for within the first 30 days of school when we get going early. So don't cross summer out. Get in early so that we can address things, get things in place for your child within those first 30, at worst case, 45 days of school starting, and then you're on the right track versus your whole plan get put together at Christmas. All right, which I hate. And that's what they do. They'll stall, and then it's like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then your child's IEP isn't even in place solidly until January. Don't do that. Please don't do that. I did that for so many years because I didn't realize what they were doing. They just kept stalling and stalling. You know, and we'd have an IEP meeting, but then I wouldn't agree with IEP, and that's why I have a process now of IEP meetings because it's never a one and done. So that's really important to remember. All right, so thank you, Tamara, Christine. All right, we got Cheryl here. And hi, Del Rose, how are you? Kim, she says facts. All right. Okay, guys, have a wonderful evening. And I'm going to try to make things a little bit more fun tomorrow. Today was kind of like boring. You were listening to me. Maybe you like listening to me. But, you know, I want to get something out there that's fun. All right? I do plan on playing like a bingo with you guys soon. So I'm going to pass out the forms that you can print out. All right? And then we're going to play bingo. It's a educational bingo. And then there's going to be prizes for the winners. Okay? So stay tuned on the group and on the page because we're going to be playing bingo soon and there will be prizes. It'll be a fun night. All right? So I will talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful evening and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.